வணக்கம் நேர்களே நீங்கள் பார்த்துக்கொண்டு இருப்பது TET on the go. இன்றைக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நாங்கள் University of Toronto Scarborough campusல் நிற்கின்றோம். As we've all heard recently, Mr. Ravi Gukathasan, who is the founder and director of Digital Specialty Chemicals, has generously donated $2 million to University of Toronto Scarborough campus. Tonight, the university is taking the initiative to thank him for his continuous support he's been providing throughout the years and definitely the large contribution he's done. Over the night, we will be doing a couple of interviews with a special guest here tonight and Mr. Ravi Gukathasan himself. We hope you enjoy. Thank you. Welcome viewers. So right now with us we have Mr. Bruce, who is the principal of University of Toronto Scarborough campus. So I'm just going to quickly ask you, Bruce, Mr. Ravi Gukathasan is an alumni actually right now who holds an undergraduate, master's and PhD with UTSC. He has made such a generous contribution to your campus. What do you plan to do with these funds for both the Tamil community, so the students who attend UTSC from our community, as well as University of Toronto on a whole, this campus?
Well, his funds will go into an endowment, which means that it will be invested so there will always be revenue to support these programs forever if the investment decisions are wisely made, which we are confident they will be. This is going to go into some of the Tamil Studies courses, scholarship for undergraduate and graduate students, and money for some outreach as well.
Sounds good. Well, we definitely do hope to hear more of this from more alumni of UTSC.
Well, and perhaps we can. You were obviously invited here, and we'll follow up on that invitation with information about the programs so that the programs in Tamil Studies that are directed towards the community will be communicated to you.
All right, perfect. And we definitely will let our viewers know about what goes on. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Vanakkam நேர்களே. So right now we have with us Arti and Keetika, who are actually one of the first students who were a part of University of Toronto's first Tamil course that was about Tamil culture and our history as well. So I'm just going to ask both of them. So being one of the first students who took the course, what's your advice to the next generation of Tamil students pursuing their studies at U of T in regards to taking courses about our culture and tradition, or just in general as well?
I think the course is a great opportunity for Tamil students to have a space in which where they can think about their identity and the Tamil language and culture. It's a very unique space and it's a very safe space. So I'd really encourage students to seek these opportunities when available.
I think one important thing about the course is that it goes beyond just the language. So it helps you learn more about the Tamil worlds in a very contemporary context. So that's what I think people our generation we need to better understand our own identity. So I encourage everyone to take this course because it kind of like changed my life. So I hope everyone.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. So நேரில் நீங்கள் இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா I have Mr. Gary Anandasankari with me right now. So Mr. Gary Anandasankari, it is a pleasure seeing you tonight. So we'd like to thank you for coming out. And I just want to ask you, Mr. Ravi Gukathasan definitely is a motivation to a lot of the Tamil community right now, just like how you are as well. So I just want to ask you, what are your feelings towards what he has done to University of Toronto Scarborough campus right now?
It's a very emotional moment. It's hard to hold back tears because this is not U of T Scarborough endowment. This is not a Ravi Gukathasan endowment. This is a Tamil community endowment. This is a down payment on the community. And I think Dr. Ravi has been so generous and been such a visionary in ensuring that this gets off in the right foot. He mentioned Kanish and Raji. This is a team effort. And I think certainly, Dr. Ravi is driving it, but there's many people behind him, his staff, his company. So it's a spectacular day for us. It's a spectacular way for us to celebrate Tamil Heritage Month. Community will go very far. Academia is the essence of long-term knowledge building and securing and holding on to onto our history. And what we have done here today, and as a community, this is really many ways for the community. What this community has achieved today is someone who came to Canada as a young person, who studied here, who's gained from this country, who's now giving back so generously. So I'm so proud of the university. I'm so proud of Dr. Ravi, as well as the community as a whole, because this is the type of vision that I think really we wanted to bring out for Tamil Heritage Month. There isn't a better way to mark the first year of Tamil Heritage Month from coast to coast to coast. There isn't a better way to mark this with the Canada 150, because now the message we're sending is that we are, as one, we're going to move forward in this country as a people. So it's very exciting.
All right. Sounds good. So we do thank you for coming out today. And we hopefully see more Tamil people definitely taking on this initiative and doing more for us as a community and for society themselves as well. Thank you. Right here we have with us Mr. Ajit Sabaratnam, who is the president of CTCC. So Mr. Ajit Sabaratnam, I just want to ask you first of all, Mr. Ravi Gukathasan, who has made the donation to University of Toronto, how do you know him? What about do you know about him?
We are all proud, we are all excited as a community. And since I'm the president of the Canadian Tamil Chamber of Commerce, we are flabbergasted with the donation what he has given for the Tamil studies. And also, Canadian Tamil Chamber of Commerce gave him one of the Best Entrepreneur Award, I think about 15 years ago, when he started his company. And he has gradually come up. And apparently now, I think he has got about 25 to 30 PhD doctors working for his institution. It's a big chemical industry. It's called Digichemicals. And also a person to give this type of money. A lot of people have money, okay? And not everyone wants to share. But this man is very simple. He does things differently. Even if you go to his plant in Scarborough, when you say it's a chemical factory, you only see it's like a warehouse kind of, thing.
Yeah.
But surrounded by a big garden with flowers, trees. So that's how he has cultivated his company around with Buddha statues. It's like a park, So when we went first time, I happened to go visit him last year, because when we celebrated 25-year anniversary, Chamber of Commerce, he's one of the main sponsors for us. So he came and he supported us. Here we go. He has come up with $2 million funding for the U of T. And that's the talk of the town at presently. And we are all thrilled, and we should thank him and his family.
That is amazing for CTCC and yourself to have such a deep connection to Mr. Ravi Gukathasan, and for, of course, being a part of his successful journey and for who he is. So now, can you tell me a bit more about how CTCC has a connection with Mr. Ravi Gukathasan and how you guys work hand in hand together towards youth in Toronto with their studies, with the development of youth as well?
We don't get involved with the study area, but now last year when we had quarterly meetings, so we have quarterly meetings with about how to improve the business, when a new person start up a business. So we had with Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, when we had in August of last year collaboration, it's Tamil Chamber of Commerce meet ICCC, he was one of the main speakers. So he spoke for about half an hour, how he started, how he achieved, what he achieved and stuff. So the people, other than the Sri Lankan, there were a lot of Indians and business people. They were amazed. They were asking me, where did you find this guy? Things like that, So he's an amazing gentleman. He has done a lot of support to the community, but this is a big one. and I hope and pray that he will grow and he will do more to the community.
And that is amazing for CTCC as an organization who also works with a lot of youths as well, and for them to have such a deep connection to Mr. Ravi Gukathasan, who has definitely done something so huge and generous to our community. So we do look forward to seeing you more at this event. We hope you enjoy your night as well. Thank you. வணக்கம் நேயர்களே இப்பொழுது I do have Mr. Ravi Gukathasan with me, who is the person behind this generous contribution to University of Toronto. So we're just going to ask him a few questions. So welcome Mr. Ravi Gukathasan to our show. First of all, thank you so much for making such a generous contribution to the University of Toronto. So first of all, I want to ask you, what influenced you to make such a generous donation to, in particular, University of Toronto instead of any other cause or any other organization themselves?
You know, I actually, to answer that question, I actually have to thank my cousin Ashwin Balamohan, because 10 years ago, he invited me downtown Toronto for a committee meeting they were having with the university about the Tamil initiatives in University of Toronto. And I said, I was impressed. Like, here, kids, roughly about 10, 15 kids, men and women, undergraduates and graduates, was thinking about how to start Tamil at the University of Toronto. I was so impressed, immediately on the spot, I gave them $10,000 because that's all I could afford to do. But what they did was that they planted a seed in my heart, in my soul, right? And to say, you know, and then let it bloom, and it bloomed. And 10 years later, this is what happened. So I really, honestly, I owe it to him to invited me. I actually owe it to those kids who actually had the vision.
To do this.
No, think about it.
Yeah.
I only took it from them, right? I took it from them. They were the one who actually thought about it, not me. It was just, I just was able to do it differently.
Oh, that is amazing for you to obviously start somewhere so small and think to do such a large initiative and honestly take part in something so huge now and have such a large impact on both the Tamil community and definitely on the next generation as youths. So now I want to ask you is, what kind of influence do you want to have on both Tamil youths and students who attend University of Toronto? Right now, everyone is so amazed, they're speechless on what's going on. So what kind of influence do you want to have on them, in particular to continuing their tradition, their culture, their studies, and on the society as a whole?
You know, I have thought about this. And all I have to do is to look at the Trinidadian and the Guyanese Indians, right? It took them 120 odd years to forget their language, right? Think about it. They forgot their language. You could ask them, all they could tell you they came from India, but they don't know their language. They've forgotten it. And that's sad. When you really think about it, it's sad because I am a scientist. And scientists, I understand diversity is so critical. If we do not have diversity in life, there is problem in life, right? So it's same thing applies to humanity, right? We need to have diversity in language. We need to have diversity in culture. We need to have diversity in everything, right? And it'll be such a sad state for those Tamils. The oldest language in the world, being spoken in the world, right? That all these 350,000 people, that in 2 generations, 3 generations, we could forget that language in Canada. And it's sad. And I didn't want it to happen. I'm proud to be a Tamil, right? And I thought, no, if I'm going to make a mark, I'm going to do it. And I also know my people, right? I know we are competitive, right? When you really think about it, we are competitive. And it's so good for us to be competitive because I want to inspire those three. If that guy could do it, damn well I could do it. And I want them to think, I really want them to think it and do it. Do it. Make a mark, right? Donate to the university. Because ultimately what I would like to see, right, when you think, right, let me make the comment, and it's the truth what I'm saying. We Tamils are so good at organizing and gathering. Like it's in our blood. And I could look at during the separation movement. We were able to deliver millions of dollars, people gathered. I saw it in the tsunami when it happened, right? We were able to mobilize our people. So all I want to do is to set this up and say, guys, you have the skill set. Why don't you now mobilize the whole Tamil community to deliver a building at UTSC? To say, anchor it, right? As an anchor building, name it the Tamil culture, like building, language building or something like that, and bring other languages to UTSC. Because I love UTSC, because that UTSC, actually this campus, basically says, we are a diverse nation. And it builds on it, right? And all I want to be able to do is to say, think about it, guys. Think about all that community, us being Tamil. Why not we do this, right? If we wanted it overnight, we could probably generate $35 to $40 million in overnight. We could do it. All we have to do, each one of us to say, you know what, I'm willing to give for me $100. Yeah. That's all we need to do. Each and individual has to do. Overnight, we'll have $35 million, right, to the UTSC. And say, now, with this, university will match, more than match, and put a building up, and it'll be called the Tamil building or whatever it is. Wouldn't I want that? Wouldn't he not want that? It'll be amazing, right? Yeah. And all I did was just the catalyst, just like those kids 10 years ago was the catalyst for me to do this. Yeah. I'm hoping that I could be the catalyst to do that. That's all I want to do. Nothing else.
So, definitely from interviewing you, I can tell you definitely do have a passion towards the Tamil community building, and for our youths to look and say, you know what, let's take him as an inspiration. And I hope the Tamil community, the youngsters, definitely do take Mr. Ravi Gukathasan as an inspiration, as a motivation to not only grow within themselves, within the Tamil community, and think, you know what, let's give back to the community, let's make our mark. Because today we've come abroad, we've all now immigrated and settled in a new country, and you know what, we're so diverse, and this is our chance to show people this is us. And I'm definitely, on behalf of TET, on behalf of the Tamil community as well, I'd like to definitely thank you from the bottom of our heart for doing such a generous donation. As youths like me, and a lot of us, we're definitely going to look back and say we want to be like him, and we're actually going to take steps towards doing that. Not just think it, but move towards it and actually do it.
But I do want to add one thing, that the only reason I could have done, honestly, I have a brilliant team at Digital Specialty Chemicals. If it wasn't for them, to be honest, I wouldn't have been able to do this. I owe it to them. Because because of them, I'm able to give this. If it wasn't for them, I couldn't have done it.
That is amazing.
Right? So I to be honest, thank you, DSC.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ravi Gukathasan. We look forward to seeing you tonight and receiving all your awards. Thank you. Thank you, viewers, for joining with us tonight. So definitely look at this amazing initiative that Mr. Ravi Gukathasan has taken in our community. We hope you gained a lot of knowledge about what went on and about Mr. Gukathasan himself as well. This is me signing off, your host, Anushanti Loganathan, with cameraman Jeevan. Thank you.